Let's move on to another myth. If you praise too much, kids will get lazy. But does praise really lead to entitlement or a lack of effort? Before we unpack this, make sure to like this video and subscribe so others can benefit from these insights. This myth of praising kids leading to laziness comes from the world of education. And the research I'm going to give here in this video is more about professionals working with children rather than parents talking to their own kids. If you as a parent with your own children want some information on giving praise as a biological parent or an adopted parent or whatever kind of parent you are, you can check out some other videos I have on my channel about specific praise, praise for being, and praise for doing. Just type that in, type Mr. Stu praise, and you'll find different videos about me explaining to parents of biological children or adopted children, children in their family, how they can give that praise effectively. That said, there are some things we can all learn from giving kids the quote, right, end quote, types of praise. This thought that more praise leads to laziness is mostly untrue, but research has found that excessive praise can lead to some difficulties. There was some research done by a fascinating woman named Carol Dweck, who is a psychology professor at the Stanford Graduate School of Education. And her research found that excessive praise can cause children, get this, it can cause children to have panic, anxiety, become risk averse, and have what she's deemed a fixed mindset, which is the opposite of a growth mindset, meaning they don't believe they can get better. They believe that where they are is fixed. There is no growth potential. It's just fixed. It can also lead to what she termed praise addiction, where children only achieve to receive your praise rather than for their enjoyment of a task or for how it can benefit them themselves, rather than just trying to make other people proud of them or happy with them. And again, this research is mostly focused on educators and professionals working with children, but it has some inclinations for parents of children within their family as well, because this excessive praise is defined. It's not just giving kids more praise, it's giving them more of the wrong kind of praise. The praise that leads to those difficulties of panic and anxiety and that fixed mindset is praise that has a few characteristics. First, it's only centered on the outcome. And this is one that I see often, even from professionals working with kids, but something like saying a child's artwork is beautiful at the end when a child holds it up and says, "What do you think?" And you say, "It's beautiful." Doing that too often can actually cause children to have some panic and anxiety because they want to constantly achieve that. Rather than just feeling proud of it themselves, they want you to say that it's good. Another quality of that wrong kind of praise is praise that's about nondescript qualities of a person. Like it doesn't have any description to it or any definition to it whatsoever. And it's not something that a child chose. It's just something that is a quality. It would be something like saying, "You're just so amazing." Now, again, parents with your children at home, there are times where it's great to just say, "You are amazing," and "You are all these incredible things." That's one thing. But doing that too much actually tells the child that they have no control over being amazing. That, and it's a bit messy here, but that their understanding is that they have zero input on their life. They have zero control over positive outcomes or negative outcomes. It's just kind of whatever they were born into. So giving too much of that nondescript qualities of a person praise can cause children to really panic about how much control they have over their lives. And a final quality of this quote unquote wrong type of praise is praise that's comparative. like a teacher praising a child for outdoing their peers, when really that child is at a developmentally typical level. They just kind of formed a skill faster than some others. Maybe it's expected that all the kids in the class are going to learn this skill. If you tell a child that they are special for having learned this skill that everybody is then going to learn, it can really cause some chaos in their mind. But Carol Dweck's research also shows that there is some other praise that's linked to positive outcomes. And when that praise is used successfully, it can build confidence, it can build engagement, and it can offset some behavioral challenges. That type of praise, luckily, is also defined by her research. And there's really 4 parts to it. The first one is to praise the process, not just the outcome. I gave the example of just saying like, oh, that artwork is so beautiful, or that artwork is so good. Well, that is all about the outcome. It's all about the end result. But you can praise them for the process. You can give kids credit for effort and even just for how much you see they're enjoying something. So instead of just saying that artwork is so good, you can say, I can tell you worked hard on that, or I can tell you really love to paint. I can tell that you really love your art. Do you see how those are different? One is about the end result and telling a child that the end result is the only thing that mattered. The other is saying, wow, you worked really hard on that. That is what I'm proud of you for. Whether or not it turns out perfect, I'm just proud of how much effort you put into it. Or I see how much you love to paint. That tells them that whether or not it turns out well, if you just enjoy doing it, there are some things in life that are just worth doing because you enjoy them. So that first part is about praising the process, not just the outcome. The second quality of this effective praise is to be measured in your praise. Don't give fake praise or superfluous praise. Be specific. And know that you don't have to praise every single breath your child takes. Instead of just saying, that is the cleanest room I've ever seen in my life, which a child will see right through, and it will cause them some anxiety because it's like, well, if they're lying to me about this one, they're going to lie to me about some other ones. Rather than saying that, you can say, the way you organized your closet is going to be helpful when you're choosing your clothes for the day. Do you see how one is very specific and one is very real, and it's very applicable, and it's very important for the child to realize why their hard work has paid off? The other one is too far and it's fake. That is the cleanest room I've ever seen in my life is not something that tells a child what they did correctly. But when you can say the way you organized your closet is going to be helpful when you're choosing your clothes for the day, it tells them that they have done something that is going to be of benefit for them. So be measured in that praise and don't give any fake praise. Give some specific praise. And you also want to avoid comparative praise. That's the third quality of this effective praise. Avoid comparative praise, like you did that so much better than them. That sets the child up to feel like they're only worthwhile when they're outperforming other people. And then the final quality is, especially for professionals working with children, to use praise as description rather than as something the child has earned from you. An example of this is like when a child is painting in my office, for instance, I will comment on what they're doing and I'll do it with enthusiasm, but I'm really just describing what they're doing. I'll say something like, you chose to paint the sun blue. Or, I see you added some arms and legs on the person. Do you see, I'm excited with them, but I'm really just describing what they're doing. And that helps them find their own joy in the process and see that I'm with them on it, but I'm really just describing what's going on. People have heard me explain this before, and they kind of say it's like when Dwight Schrute in The Office just says, it posts up the paper that says, it is your birthday. It's not so much like that. I wouldn't just look at them and say, it is your birthday. I would say, it's your birthday. Do you see how that shows excitement? But I'm not saying you earned something from me. I'm just saying, oh, it's your birthday. Oh, I see you chose to paint the sun blue. I'm noticing something that they put effort into, and I'm describing it so that they can see that they can get joy from their choices and their decisions. It's not earning my praise. I'm just describing and showing that I'm enthused alongside with them. Praise the process. Be measured and specific. Don't compare, and try to describe rather than state praise as the child having earned something from you. If you will do that, you'll be using effective praise, and that praise can motivate. Make sure to like this video and subscribe for more tips on working with kids in today's wild world.